Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this week's video, we will be riding our bikes from San Francisco over the Golden Gate Bridge and down into Sausalito for lunch. We then journey back and finish the day in a pretty exciting way. Now, to start, we rented some of the city bikes and took the e-bikes to a drop-off location, which was right near this Safeway. Here's the address, and then we rented bikes to go across the bridge from Parkwide. We then started the journey and went through a parking lot, up a hill, around a corner, under the bridge, and up onto the bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge is currently under construction, but this fence does not run the whole length of the bridge. It will actually go away pretty soon. And when you are riding on the bridge, be sure you stick as far to the right as possible so that people can pass you from behind you and also pass you going the other direction. Because of the construction, this made it a little hard and a little tight in some spots, but most of the bridge was pretty wide and open. Going around these support beams was definitely the windiest and trickiest part. The turns were a little sharp and the wind definitely picked up around the corners, but I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle. Plus, there are only two of them. There are also these little notches where you can pull over, take a little break, take some pictures. As you can see from our pictures, it's pretty windy up here. I would definitely recommend pulling your hair up if you can, or wearing a hat or helmet just for protection as well as keeping your hair down. Now, these support beams are huge. They look so small from far away, but they're probably like 2 feet in circumference. Like, it was so crazy. And here's a little voice so you can see how windy it was. That was probably the windiest section that we went through, but it definitely got windier the further across the bridge that we got. And also, when you think you're done with the bridge, you're not, because there's this pathway, because of how far away the bridge actually starts, where all the construction stuff currently is. So you have to pass by all of that, down a small hill into where people going the other way will be parked. But we went right by that, down a huge hill, and under the Golden Gate Bridge. We then rode through a tiny town, but we were not yet in Sausalito. And because we exited the bridge on the left side, because it's the weekend, so it's separated, bikes can only be on the left side and walkers on the right side. So we had to go down that huge hill and then up this other one on the other side, which I could not make it. I got off and had to walk my bike up. But that meant that we could go down the big hill again on the other side and down officially into Sausalito. For lunch, we had decided to eat at the Trident, this little restaurant here on the right, and they even had bike parking out front, so we could park our bike there. The parking lot was a little full with cars, but we had room for our bikes. The view inside the restaurant was absolutely stunning. The menu was super cool. It had the whole history of the restaurant on the back. And they also have the world famous Irish coffee because they are sister restaurants with the one in downtown San Francisco. And let me tell you, it was amazing. I got the tuna poke, which came like this. I was a little confused, but it was delicious. After lunch, we then rode our bikes to the ferry building to take the ferry back across. We had to wait in a queue before we were able to board the yellow ferry because we were going to the pier, not to the ferry building. The blue one goes to the ferry building. We then loaded them on and headed for the top deck just to get the best view. And when we got there were sea lions at Pier 39, and we got to see them. They were very loud. Then it was time to pick our bikes. I could see my yellow one in the midst of all of the pile. To pay for the ferry, you can either pre-purchase a ticket, use your Clipper card, or use the Clipper app on your phone, which is what I did. Then after the ferry, we rode our bikes all the way back to where we had rented them from, and it was a long journey and a little hard without the pedal assist. But that evening, we were able to relax our feet in the sand as we headed to Ocean Beach. I decided, because it was my first time at the beach, that I needed to touch the water. It was absolutely not a good idea. It was absolutely freezing. All the fire pits were taken, so we dug our own and then got the fire going. There were no long roasters at Safeway, so we got little ones and sort of improvised in a few creative ways. And anyway, that's all for this week's video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like below as well as a comment, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye!